Morning and welcome to Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen Airport. I'm going to pick up right now my car and we're gonna drive to Ishnik. Got my car already, an electric Mini Countryman, and I'm gonna drive right now non-stop to Nicaea. Brake off, reverse, go. Maybe it's off. Oh, there it is. So you turn it on here and then, okay, drive. And I got on, like on the airplane. Nice. I had a heads-up display. Nice. Okay. Ready to from go. Istanbul, and I arrived to the old city of Nicaea with its wall around it, still there. It's dating back to the 4th century AD. And I'm just going, Sehir Merkezi is downtown basically. So I'm gonna go into downtown and we're gonna explore the city of Nicaea, the ancient city of Nicaea. So I just drove 94 kilometers from the airport in Sabiha to this place, Nicaea. We're gonna explore it together. All right. All right. So there's a mosque, masjid, and then there's the remains of the wall right here, to the right and then to the left. There you go, with one of the entrances. So we have arrived. Let's see what that says in there. This moat and the entrance on the other side. So I'm gonna look for a place to park and I'm gonna walk everywhere. And this is one of the entrances, a double gate right there. This is the wall out here, and it extends all around, like several kilometers around the city, the ancient city. This is where the Council of Nicaea took place in the year 325 AD, headed by the Emperor Constantine the Great. As you can see right here, there's some original stones. This one is worked down to evacuate the water from the top up here. So obviously that is restored, but those stones are original. And there's like a drainage coming down here, ancient drainage, Roman, obviously. And, so this is one of the gates into the city. It's windy, so I'm sorry if you hear a lot of noise. And it's freezing. We are at minus 1 degree Celsius. Okay, so this is the wall with its towers, defensive towers. Seems like an entrance right there. Those are defensive positions for the wall. And we continue around. And you know, we can walk all around it. Well, let's walk a little bit. That way I can warm up because I'm freezing. So a double wall, as you can see. He goes on and on and on, and I'm not gonna continue, obviously. But this path is taking me up here. Let's see what's up here. Not much. Wow. So windy and so cold. Beautiful city. I didn't know there was so much in here. All right, so this is the entry point from one of the walls. The main key, the main entrance I was coming through. Yeah. And then the other wall, the second wall. And there's the remains. This is the road I just came in through into the city, and this is one of the towers I saw before. That's the water lines, clay water lines. You know, the Romans used to have sewer and water systems, and this is, I guess, a fountain for potable water. No idea, but see those circular ones, they're columns. Then after they serve their purpose, they would use them as bases for their towers. So that's the remains of a column. So it may be 1 meter, 2 meters long. Here's the water system. I don't know if it's potable water or sewer. And there's the ancient pathway, and underneath is the older one. This one is older than this one. You can see it's buried beneath. So there's the ancient Byzantium drainage system. All right, let's take a walk. That's where the gate was, the door. And the inside. And the new town. Okay, so I believe, and I'm not sure, I'm gonna read right there. This is the basilica where the meeting took Hagia Sophia Mosque information notice. Please follow. This is the Mosque of Hagia Sophia in Nicaea, where the council took place. I am not sure if, obviously this was a church, a basilica, and is now a mosque, Hagia Sophia. But I'm not sure if this is where the Council of Nicaea took place. And we see this, something like this in Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, in Constantinople. And that is the place where they used to crown the emperors of the Byzantine Empire. So this may be the same thing here. I'm not sure. Of course, it was the face of all its. So this is the altar, the apex of the church. And there's the original mosaic. I have no idea what this is. It's broken, obviously. But no idea. So there's a burial place, the original. Somebody was buried here. There's no markings, no nothing. There's an angel there. Is that an angel? Yeah. It's an angel face. There's another face. But then they've been broken, chiseled out. Because in Islam, you cannot represent human forms, but how about just leaving it to the Christians to continue using it, to the Greeks. Wow, unbelievable. So there's no information whatsoever, nothing, not a damn thing. I ask around, and they have no information. They don't even speak English. I found this right here, and I thought he would have some information, but he says, the last prophet Muhammad, so for farewell sermon to humanity, blah, blah, blah. But nothing about the church, nothing about this place. There's a fresco here protected by the glass, and there's Jesus in the center, the Pantocrisто with, I guess, the Virgin Mary on the left-hand side, And on the right hand side, I have no idea who that is. But yeah, there's no information. Look at the walls. Look at the windows. So I guess it was a ruin for many, many years. I don't know. There's a minaret outside. And then they converted it into a mosque. Recently, I have no idea. I don't know. On that side, you have the signs, the calligraphy. There's more original stones from the floor here. And then this is obviously elevated for the people to pray. And yeah, but the windows are gone and they replace them with new aluminum frames and glass. Obviously, I can see signs of burned on the cupola of the apex. And this is another door, but it's just a window. And yeah, what a shame. What a shame. No information. And all those signs are that, prohibit to the, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. There's a receptacle right there for the door, a step, and then into the floor. I've been here already. I'm just coming back. So it's a beautiful, beautiful. Oh, there you go. There's some frescoes right here. But since they contain no human faces, they're still here. I don't know the story of this church. And I'll find out what's going on. There's more frescoes right there, a little bit, I think. Or if not frescoes, part of the original covering for the bricks and the stones. Same as here. The roof is obviously relatively new and is not original. There's the mortar with the Roman bricks. More signs of fire on that window and on the next one and so on. So it was burnt. And there's some more original wall. There's another fresco down here. And there's another Panto Cristo. Let me cover the sun and see if the quality is better. There it is. Same as the image across the other side. And that's it. So much you can see in here. Column. And some original old stones exposed. Again, this bugs me. As I say, there's something similar in Hagia Sophia in Constantinople, where the emperors were crowned. And I don't know if this serves the same purpose. Beautiful temple. So I just had a prayer here at the altar, because to me it's still a church. And that smoke there tells me of the barbarities that occur in this place, how the place was desecrated. I can just imagine. Right now, before I leave, look at this marble entrance and the marble on the outside. And obviously you would come into this and then enter the inner sanctum. I believe this is the basilica where the Council of Nicaea took place and is underwater. And some times of the year it surfaces to this point in which you can see it. So this is, I don't think this is the, the basilica where the Council of Nicaea took place. Now this is the exterior, let's walk around it.
Havanın gerisi bozuk, buranın daha fazla bir şey.
This is the part of the altar on the inside. There's another mosaic there. Let me zoom in. There it is. Maybe I'll see it better from over here. All right, so there's another apex, another chapel, I guess, another part of the chapel or older chapel, I don't know. And there's the mosaic in there on the cage, protected so they won't destroy it. And there's the Holy Spirit right there, protecting it. So this is Hagia Sophia, the basilica, and now a mosque on the exterior and the interior. Roman stuff everywhere. So this is coming in from Hagia Sophia over there this way to the water, and there's some remains of the wall. And let's see what the water can show us. Maybe we will see the basilica, the remains of the basilica, I don't know. No, it's just the lake. Just the lake. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Basically, right here, I'm outside the old city of Nicaea, outside the walls from dating back to the 4th century AD, and by the edge of the lake is Nick. Okay, So now there is a submerged, or the remains of a basilica that came out not too long ago, and they've been excavating it, and I'm walking right now to it. And I thought this was where the Council of Nicaea took place in 325 AD. The thing is that I asked ChatGPT, thank you ChatGPT for existing, and ChatGPT tells me that there was no Council of Nicaea performed in a basilica or in a church. It was performed in a palace, imperial palace from Constantine the Great, and the palace no longer exists. So the church that I just visited, Hagia Sophia, is usually confused with the place where the Council of Nicaea took place, but it's not. They say that another place, ChatGPT, that another place often confused with the place where the Council of Nicaea took place is the Church of St. Nicholas. But the Church of St. Nicholas was erected in the 6th century AD, centuries after the Council of Nicaea. So we're going to go right now to the place where this submerged basilica is, and is right across from the Cafe Basilica. All right, so that's the remains of the basilica, and the basilica is is named after a saint and a martyr, a Saint Neophytus, Saint Neophytus. So there's the big confusion. I came here, I came to Nicaea to be in this historic, I mean, it's got a lot of places to see, but I came here mainly to see the, uh, the remains of the basilica where the Council of Nicaea took place, and where they established the creed as the prayer for the, Christianity, and ended up with a bunch of heresies. And I'm finding out that the place no longer exists. So I think this is the place where the basilica remains are. Let's go and check them out right now. So they built this platform. I'm not even sure if it is the place. I think so. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, there's so much history here in Turkey. It's unbelievable. So the remains of the basilica are those right there. I'm coming down here to see. There's a floor right there. And then there's the dirt above and below. So let's check out the remains of the basilica of Saint Neophytus. There's another little structure there, and then another one here, and then the remains of the basilica. All right. There's a couple of skeletal remains right there, encased in a glass box. So there's two skeletal remains, two humans buried right there. And there's some information right there where those ladies are. So that's a good thing that we count with that. Over here, there's a bunch of Roman tiles. What else is there? I see bowls there, glass bowls. Wow. Oh, no. What am I saying? Glass bowls. They're floaters for nets. Okay, so here's the remains of the Basilica of Saint Neophytus. Right here. Right at the edge of the water. Now, I don't know where the water was back then, but let's see. Embarkment wall, number 1. So that's the embarkment wall right there. Number 2, the main entrance. So the main entrance is right there. Deep baptisarium, number 3. All right, so number 3 baptisarium is over there, where they would perform baptisms of kids. And then what else we have here? Number 4 is dressing room. Number 4 is the dressing room. And number 5 is the atrium. Number 6 is the atrium right there. Chrysanthus, the tomb of the tomb of Chrysanthus. Oh, right there. Wow. So that's the tomb of Chrysanthus. Wow. Still exists. There it is. I don't know who Chrysanthus was, but that's his tomb. The Bema Wall, number 8. Bema Wall. Huh. What is it? Right here, I guess. No, right there. The Bema Wall. The tomb of Musonius, 9. And this is the tomb of Musonius, another person that who knows who he was. All right. That's the tomb of Musonius. The apsis, okay, there's the apsis of the church right there. And then the prothesis, number 13. The prothesis, right there, right next to the apsis, is the prothesis. And then the water canal, number 14. Huh. I don't see number 14 anywhere. Oh yeah, over there. That's a water canal. So who are those guys? It's a bunch of graves right here. Here's the graves of those 2 individuals. The skeletal remains. There's the skeletal remains of those 2 guys. And then all the other tombs. All those are tombs. All those are tombs. And the place is still being excavated. Apparently the place surfaced not too long ago. There's another tomb right there.
It was while the water was on it that they discovered.
Okay. So a little correction. I just was able to witness a debate of the Council of Nicaea performed by the students of the Manhattan College in here. And it took place here, right here, because the Council of Nicaea took place right here in this church, which the ruins were witnessing. So ChatGPT is not to be trusted. And then from here, they move on to the palace, the imperial palace, which does not exist anymore. So also here at this place, the Pope Leo and the Patriarch they had a meeting about a month ago. So this has been a really, really cool thing to witness and to be able to see and participate, if I can say that. So I got lucky, I came in at the right time, at the right place at the right time. So the Council of Nicaea took place right here in this church. And St. Nicholas was here, and all the bishops from all Christendom were here, debating the godliness of Jesus. And at the end, they got rid of all the heresies from Arianus and others, and moved on with the creed as one of the prayers of the Christianity.
Głębokie baptysterium trójka.
Zobacz, tu z boku, tam.
So it was worth coming here. sarcophagus, column. On my latest update on this church, Hagia Sophia, is that the church was a ruin, all destroyed and abused for until 2010, I believe, which was restored. I knew because of those windows and everything, the restoration is relatively new, and it was turned into a mosque. There was some political issues going on, obviously, but that is the story. This place remained a ruin since forever, and then it was turned into a mosque in 2010, I believe. From the bazaar, I just noticed that church over there. I'm gonna go look at it, but I'm going to a gate straight over there, and look at this. It's a parking lot right next to this small cemetery. There's these Roman columns, you know. You see these all over Turkey, where history is just there, palpable, amazing. So I'm going to the gate over there, and then to that church on the other side. Tarihi Hammam. So Hammam is bath, or bathhouse. So this is an ancient hammam, just right here. Let's see if we can see anything. Oh shoot, I don't have walking shoes. There it is, the ancient hammam, dating back centuries. And yeah, I don't have my tennis shoes, and those shoes skid really, really bad. So let me see if I have a better view from, yeah, there you go. What am I doing over there? So there's a cupola missing up here, and there it is. There's the holes. That's where the furnace was, down here. Water in the furnace. And the dome is missing also. So this is a hammam, a bathhouse. A Roman bathhouse. Look at the tile lines, tubes, carrying the hot water or the potable water in, still there for 2,000 years or maybe a little less. Amazing, amazing. It's beautiful. And this is right off the street. Nobody cares, people passes by, look at this dude right there. Nobody cares. 2,000 years of history right here. Right here. Burned, look at the smoke. Set fires here, somebody pissed and took a dump there. Anyways. So this is the left gate, whatever that means. And the wall continues that way and then that way, all the way around. The left gate. Let's check it out. And again, look at the water system, Of course, it's been manicured already, but to its original standards. The Lefke Gate. Wow, it's beautiful. Reminds me of the Golden Gate in Constantinople. Look at the mosaics, the marble floor and everything. It's amazing. It's beautiful. 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 And the wall ends there, but it continues from behind, and it's a double wall, so this is the inner wall. Let's go in. All right, so this is maybe a water fountain for the town. Let's walk down look at the size of those stones. Beautiful. History. And there's the where the door stood once, or double door, or I don't know what kind of a door. And look at the floor. Wow. There you go. For the locks on the door, 3 slots. And there's for the hinges, and there's for the hinge, and the rest of that is gone, and the same on the other side. And then this receptacles, there's another one there, and then there's for the door stop, the other side. Beautiful, amazing. And see, this is what I was mentioning earlier, a column used in this fashion as just another rock, because the column belonged to something else, and then they threw it in here when it broke or whatever. On the last attack, look at this. The original paving stones. And there's some inscriptions up on top of the ark. Obviously, I cannot read them. Another receptacle for something else, another door here, who knows? See, another piece of a column right there, horizontal, but that's the base of a column. It should be in the floor. Unbelievable, beautiful. More inscriptions there. Another piece of a column. Wow, look at that. Phew. So beautiful. So much history in this place. And then to hold them together, they would use metal brackets. They're gone. So this is where the door would come down and slam against this, I guess. Well, this looks like a hole for a hinge. So I guess the door would have to cover completely all the way down. Huh. Look at that. And this is the second exterior wall. Wow. Beautiful. Look at this. Another column. A cemetery, modern cemetery. The aqueduct. Antique Su Yolu. Lefke Kapi. Kapi is gate, obviously. Look at these columns. Obviously all this is modern restoration. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so I thought I could go in, but it's a Turk Islam Musesi. It's a museum. I guess it's a museum of history, Islamic history or something like that, Muslim history, I don't know. But it was a church, obviously. And then the mosque was on the other side. So there's a bunch of graves here from Ottoman Empire members, and the headstones depict the turban, the hairdress, and that was the title. You know, for example, lieutenant, captain, and general or colonel or whatever. So check this out, and it's got the names on the bases. But check out the church is amazing. It's an old church converted into I'm assuming into a museum only, no idea, or a mosque and then a museum. Obviously, the cupolas hold crosses back in the day. There's some sarcophagus, Roman sarcophagus over here, and let's go and check them out. Yeah, so it is Turk Islam Museum, the sarcophagi. It says the original Greek name for the grave type, which is called aslahit in Turkish, is sarcophagus, which means meat eater. This word is used for this kind of grave in almost all of the Western languages today. Sarcophagi generally formed by carving rectangular blocks of marble, basalt, or brownstone, commonly have roof-shaped or hipped lids. And he's referring to this right here. So the roof with lips. And there's a bunch of sarcophagi here with Greek lions on top, and then human forms. This kind of looks like what we saw just in the Lepke gate, encrusted on the entrance on the wall. And I guess they're like steles marking spaces. So here's all those sarcophagi from whom? Who knows? There's crosses on that one, obviously, Greek and Roman deities. Let's see, there's a plaque right here. You cannot read it. You cannot read it. That one is beautiful too. Yeah, so thanks for the information. And here, once again, spaces for the metal brackets to keep the lids closed. Not that anybody can lift this, but for posterity. Here, this side he still has it. Unbelievable. Unreal. And the cement they used, kind of like cement. Wow. Unbelievable. It's an angel in the center, and then two faces. Look at these savages. They chiseled down the face of, I guess, Jesus. I don't know. There's the bracket missing. And then there's the Greek faces chiseled out by those savages. The mentality, behind. Another chiseled face. God damn it, that pisses me off. Seriously. It was a cat. So this is a museum. There's the sarcophagi. And I don't know if I can get out through here. Nope, there's not gonna be an exit. Nope. There's some other graves. This one in Arabic. This one says deceased stone, whatever that means. Other little things. Let's see if we can go in. Isnik Museum. I don't have much time to go into a museum, but let's take a pic here. So it's an Ottoman museum. Sonat Vetikaret. So if this was a church, that was the apsis, I guess. There were windows up there and they were blocked, and all the frescoes painted over. All painted white. And then that reminds me of Uzbekistan. So it's an ethnic museum. There's another big cupola, and yeah, they turned it into an ethnic museum. Oh well, good to know. Let's get out of here. Listen to the muezzin. That's the title of that person calling the prayers for the prayers. And over here, they go out of their way to sound nice, while in Afghanistan they sound horrible. They just put anybody to do this job. Over here, listen, it sounds beautiful. Aladdin Mithri. So Aladdin existed. All right, there's a remains of a wall, the wall behind that. And yeah, this is one day in Nicaea or Nicaea, and I'm making the most of it. All right, so I'm walking all over around the wall on the inside. There's the remains of the wall and then pieces of buildings. Dur, which is stop. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Just thrown there like garbage. Unreal. Unreal. Treasures everywhere. All right. Let's keep on walking the wall around Nicaea. Look at that. Somebody dumped the tomatoes. They were too cheap, probably, to make a profit. There's the outer wall and the inner wall. Beautiful. And I guess people through the ages came in and took stone and other stuff as building material, you know? Why not? Why not? People before them did it, right? It was supposed to rain today, but there was a change of plans from Mother Nature. So thank you, Mother Nature. Here it is, what I was mentioning before. Remains of columns used as just building material or reinforcing material. There it is. I saw this in Byblos in Lebanon also. There you go, a bicycle. So I'm noticing something right here. There's the towers that are gone already or mostly gone. But on this side, there's nothing. and then there goes the wall, and then on this side there's an entrance. Well, this one is, oh, it is an old entrance, as you can tell. It is an old entrance, but this is the one I'm talking about. So the dirt, the earth has accumulated since the wall. Okay, so here's another, probably not an entrance, but a defensive point for archers or cannons or whatever. And then this, the ground level went up, I guess. No idea. But on this side, you have those entrances. Yeah, those are defensive points, defense points. All right. So it's 5 kilometers, I think, of walls still standing. What the hell was that? Oh my God. It's a bug, a scarab or something, like a lobster with a female on top. Look at that. Damn. Anyways, continuing on, walking around the walls. There's the entrance on this side too. But then somebody made a couch. Those walls remind me also the walls of the fortresses in Königsberg, now Kaliningrad, Russia, in the old East Prussia. There it is, that tower collapsed. Now we know that this area is prone to earthquakes. Look at this, right there. Look at the cracks. Oh shoot, I just stepped in a puddle of mud. And the wall continues over there, but I am not going to continue. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to continue over there. Look at all the firewood. Winter is here already. It's like 1 degree Celsius right now. There's the defensive point. Yeah, he continues on. So, hey, why not? Let's keep on going. See, on this side, there's the entry, the door. The tower is mostly gone. So it's 3 something p.m., 4 p.m. It's before 4 p.m. And that's why they call for prayers. But I'm gonna walk around the wall and then get back to my car, buy something to eat, and drive back to the airport to Sabiha, because I gotta be at the airport. There it is, another tower, mostly gone. The door still holding the seal, holding the frame of the window or door, whatever it was. The two walls, the inner and outer walls. Walking in history here. Another. Look at the stones on top of the wall. The bottom and the top are huge stones. Look at that. There's some cylindrical ones from columns. You can tell the way they built back in the day, in the Roman days. And this is how trees destroy the walls through the centuries. Wow. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Wow. The wall mostly gone, the tower too. And each tower is made differently. You can tell the different materials they used. Well, this has been helped by modern day hands. Wow, this is another big entrance, big gate. Wow, it's a beautiful gate. Look at that. Beautiful gate. It's been held by those metal brackets. It's been restored. And then there's the original huge stones with the holes that had the hinges for the doors. Beautiful. All right, so right here there's a panel with some horses and some men. Same over here, there's some columns, and then there's like a man with a báculo, and then that. I don't see a name on this gate, but it is beautiful. So there's everyday doors open every day, and then there's the main doors which were open on special occasions, I believe, if I'm not making a mistake in my judgment here. Let's see if this continues. Yeah, of course it continues. Oh, well, there's the street. So there's some of the old paving stones, and then, wow, it's beautiful. Those faces, those big masks over there. And then there's the canal, the channel. Inside that, there is a clay tubes carrying the water. Wow, look at those masks. Unbelievable. Trying to get out of here, but I see a big lock there. Am I gonna have to jump here? I think so. There's the edge for the door, the big holes for the hinges for the door. Lots of history here. I think I'm locked in. The old paving stones. And there's the aqueduct right there. Still there. Okay, so there's no exit there. How am I gonna get out of here? Hinges. Yeah. No exit here either. Let's try this way. Nope. All right, well, I'm gonna have to jump, right? Yeah, of course. I'm not gonna walk 2 kilometers to where I started walking this way, right? And I think it's easier if I jump out over there. All right, inside the city. So I jumped the fence over there, made it out. There it is. The columns use us a space. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Mosaics. And just abandoned there. They don't care. Wow, I cannot believe it. They don't care. Of course. Of course they don't care. We know. Here on the main drag again, another church converted into a museum. Instead of the crosses, they have little metal domes. I would hate to find out that there's murals, frescoes on this church, but I'm not sure. And I'm not gonna go in. Musesi Museum. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too crazy about museums, and what am I gonna see? I'm not gonna see Byzantium's history. I'm gonna see Ottoman history. So thanks, but no thanks. And right here, I'm about to leave Nicaea, or Nicaea, and I'm driving around. Look at the grove of very old olive trees, and then the wall, the inner wall, that is. I walk very good part of the wall, and as I'm leaving, I cannot find a charger for this damn car, and I'm frustrated, I'm afraid. I have a good charge still, more than half, so I should be okay, but I don't like to feel like I need to. I like to have my full tank of fuel, and I don't have that feeling. Anyways, look at the beautiful wall. The house is on one side and the wall on the other. And this is where I came. This is exactly the door I came in, Istanbul Capri. All right, so I'm in the other side of the wall, the only section that I haven't navigated the wall. And I'm doing it on car, I'm cheating. I don't have time. I just have one day in Nicaea. And I don't find the place to charge the car, so I gotta cut corners here. Wow, look at this beauty. From the times in which this was a weapon of war, a defensive weapon of war. Look at those mosaics. Oh my God. All that marble. So beautiful. I haven't eaten in the whole day. When I got up at 3:30 in the morning, I ate some soup, but that's it. I have not eaten anything since. And Nicaea, wonder I'm supposed to be. Okay, so this is another gate that I have not been to. Oh, and this is the Lefke gate, which I visited earlier on today, but I went through that. Okay, so that's it. I did not continue here, so I want to end up in the lake and continue on. All right, so this is another archaeological site, and it's called the Ismail Hamami, or the bathhouse of Ishmael. Who knows who was Ishmael? So I have to make a stop. The wall runs in the other side. There's a grove of olive trees. There's a section of the wall. The wall is running over there. And I gotta make my way to Istanbul. Hello, car. This car is driving me crazy. Give me my petrol. I'm petrol head. This is Istanbul Kapı or Istanbul Gate, and we're going to Istanbul. There's the double wall and the lake over there. So I'm out of here. It was a good visit. It was a good trip.
In 400 meters, move right.
It's funny, there's this toll road booths, but you don't pay. At least I'm not paying, and I don't see anybody paying. I guess the car has a sticker or something, but see, you come in here, roll down to 20 kilometers per hour. There's the camera. There it is, and I didn't pay a penny. So now we're in for the bridge. Here we go, up into the bridge. this is not the bridge that you cross from Europe to Asia. We're in Asia right now, and we're going to cross into Asia and the other side also. Gebze is on the left, Darija is on the left also. So it's just a bridge. It's snowing pretty hard. I'm here in my couch. This is my camper.